What's good, R&B squad? This is Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you are new here, welcome. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is always happier. And if you're here, if you arrived here, you're not here by accident. So we are so pleased to welcome you to this family. So I have a loaded word that I know a lot of you are going to need. But before I get into this word, and it's a lot to unpack. Before I get into this word, it's a couple things that I need to address. One thing actually that I need to address, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time focusing on this one thing because one, I don't believe it's all that important. And two, like I said, the word is loaded and it's going to take a while for me to unpack it. And that is what is more important here than what I'm about to talk about. So let me see how quick I can address this, okay? It has come to my attention that some of you, not all of you, but a few of you have been emailing me to let me know that another YouTuber or other Christian YouTubers are throwing shade at me. So what some of y'all are doing, and like I said, it's just a few of you, you're reaching out to me to inform me that shade is being thrown at me from other Christian YouTubers. Please stop it, guys. Please stop it. Stop it. Stop asking me if I noticed that any shade was thrown at me. No, I did not notice. You know why I did not notice? Because I'm too busy trying to do the work of the Lord. So I don't have the time to notice. If somebody threw shade, trust and believe I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. Because I don't have the time to focus on that kind of thing. And one thing y'all are never going to see me do is start mess or be messy about another Christian YouTuber. Y'all are never going to see that happen. Not here, not on this channel. And I'll tell you why. We are all serving one God. We're all supposed to be on one team. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. So if y'all think that I'm going to get dragged into any mess, that you can come to my inbox and tell me, did you see that so-and-so said so? No, no sir, no ma'am. I did not see and I did not hear. Okay? Y'all, please stop doing that. We're supposed to be focusing on serving the Lord and nothing more. Okay? So I'm just going to say that and I'm going to leave that alone. If y'all are going to email me for prayer requests. Email me because you want to find out about booking a session. Email me because you have questions about a word that I posted. Those are the kind of emails that I always welcome. Email me if you have a good word from the Lord for me. Email me for those reasons. All right? I love y'all. Keep it clean. So let me get into the word now. Woo, Jesus, this word is loaded. This word is a loaded word. It comes from a dream that I had. And there are so many different ins and outs to this word. And I pray to God that I do it justice, that I give it to y'all the way he gave it to me. Because he blew my whole mind away when he gave it to me. So let me start with the dream and then I can proceed from there. In this dream, I was standing in what appeared to be the apartment of a woman. Okay? Now, what I noticed about this apartment is that the apartment was very unkempt and it was very cluttered. And not only was it unkempt and untidy and uncluttered, and cluttered, sorry, it was cluttered, not uncluttered. Not only was it cluttered and untidy, but the woman also looked unkempt. Okay? And I remember just standing there, not being judgmental or anything, but thinking, okay, this place could really use some straightening up. And just as I was thinking that, I heard somebody say her name from outside her door. Okay, somebody said her name, and I saw her visibly become like she went into a state of panic because apparently this visit was an important visit that she had been waiting for, or this visitor was an important person. Okay, so the person knocked on the door. She wasn't quite ready to answer because of the fact that not only was the room unkempt, but she was unkempt as well. So she tried her best to like straighten some stuff up before she opened the door. But by the time she did that, the person had already moved away and it seemed as though they were talking to somebody next door. All right. So she had to kind of tap the wall to get their attention and then they came back. Now, the person that came in to speak with her was this lady. The lady looked very important. She looked like a very important person. And I knew that there was some sort of important role that she was playing in this woman's life. And she was older than the woman in whose apartment she had come to visit. She was a bit older, okay? She was an older lady. Hold on to that. That's gonna mean something for some of you later when you hear the scripture verse that I'm going to. So the older lady comes into the room, and she has something in her hand that she's going to give to this younger lady, okay? She has something like a package or something of some sort that she's going to give to this younger lady. And what I notice is that the package, in there are some toiletries. In there are some things. I see some lipstick up in there. I see some items of makeup and, stuff like that. And she says to the woman, the young woman, and she's not saying it to embarrass her, but I can see that she disapproves of what the apartment looks like. And she's like, every time I come here, this place looks like this. Every time I come here, this place looks like this. You need to clean this place up, and you need to take care of yourself. Take better care of yourself. And then she left the stuff on the counter for the woman to take them. And then she said, I'll be back. And when I come back, I'm bringing more things with me. Okay? And then she left. And I remember that the younger woman looked so embarrassed. She just stood there and she looked really embarrassed because she knew it was true. She knew her apartment needed to be cleaned up. She knew that she hadn't taken a shower. Her bonnet was still on. It was crazy. It was crazy. The place just was not suitable for a visitor. And this woman came in well put together. She was like well put together from head to toe, looked like a very important older lady. And she comes up in there with some stuff. She comes bearing gifts with some stuff for that younger woman. And here's all this clutter. She doesn't even know where to set the stuff down because there's all this clutter. Okay? So the Lord led me to Ruth chapter 3, verse 3. And y'all know this is not the first time that I've talked to y'all about this. For some of you, it's something that you're waiting for. Ruth was waiting for her Boaz. Some of y'all are waiting for your Boaz right now. That's currently what you're doing. You're either waiting for him to arrive for the first time because you haven't met him yet, or you're waiting for him to return to you because you're in separation. Or it could be that Boaz and y'all are not in separation, but he just has not proposed yet. Okay? So you could be in either one of those categories. And if you're a man listening to this, this goes for you as well. Okay? You could be sitting there like David after his child died and not eating and not showering and not shaving or doing any of that stuff, just not taking care of yourself. Because for some of you, you've fallen into a funk, literally and figuratively. I'm sorry. Y'all fell into a funk, okay? You're a little depressed about the fact that what God promised you is taking so long to show up, that your package is taking so long to arrive. So you've kind of become complacent and you have not really done anything to upkeep yourself. So right now, your physical space that you live in may be untidy. It may be full of clutter. And if that's not the case, some of y'all are just not taking care of yourselves. You're not taking a shower early in the day. Some of you are not showering at all. It's winter. I know some of y'all probably skip days and don't shower. Okay, so yeah, that's a whole other word by itself. The Lord is saying you do not know who is going to come to your door and when and what they're going to bring with them. This older woman, came to visit the younger woman and caught her completely off guard. And it's not like the younger woman did not know that the older woman was coming. She just did not know when. Okay? Otherwise, I'm sure she would have done something to the apartment to make it look a little bit more tidy than that. I'm sure she would have done something to herself so that she would not look unkempt. At least she would have showered. Okay? No one wants to show up at the door in a bonnet and stuff like that. And that's crazy. But the fact of the matter is she was caught off guard. So the Lord took me to Ruth 3:3. Wash thyself therefore and anoint thee and put thy raiment upon thee and get thee down to the floor. But make not thyself known unto the man until he shall have done eating and drinking. Some of y'all need to get ready. You might not know when this person is coming. You might not know when they're coming back. But I'm going to play the role of Naomi because if y'all peeped it, it was an older woman that came up in there and told her to tidy her apartment up and to get herself ready. get herself in order, okay? To clear away all of that clutter. And then she said, I'm coming back. I'm going to bring more stuff with me. Now, before I even go any further, some of y'all are asking God to restore certain things to you, and he has it in his mind to restore it. This is the time for restoration. God has it on his heart. He's coming with restoration. He's coming to give you back what you lost. Whether it was a relationship that failed the first couple times you tried, and God is telling you that this is your person, he's going to bring the two of you back together. This time it's going to work. Or it's something else that's going on in your life that you felt was taken, an opportunity that was taken from you. God is saying that this is the season for restoration. He has it on his heart to restore. But if he comes into your house, into your temple, into your body, into your heart, into your space, and there is all of this clutter, where is he going to put that stuff? Where is he going to put the stuff that he's bringing for you? That woman in the dream, the older woman, she barely found any space to set that package down. Where is God going to set your gifts down if your space is cluttered? And for some of you, it's not even about the fact that your physical space is cluttered. Some of y'all need to learn how to keep your space tidy, because God is preparing you to share your space with somebody else. God is preparing you to share a living space with somebody else. And so if you usually have your underwear laying around on the bedroom floor, you're not going to be able to do that anymore, because now you're going to be a wife. Okay? If you usually have like your boxing drawers just hanging all over the place, it's hanging on the door handle, you got to clean your place up, because now you're going to be a husband. You're going to have a woman in the house, a wife. It's some babies that are going to be running around soon. Y'all want to teach them how to keep their space clean. Okay? And for some of you, it's not your physical space. It's not your physical appearance. It's your heart. You need to declutter your heart. You need to declutter your mind. See, God cleared the way already. No matter what it looks like right now, God already cleared the way for you to receive that restoration, for you to receive the promises that he spoke over your life. He already cleared the way. He cleared the clutter out of your way so that you can receive those things. But if he cleared the way for you, now you need to clear the way for him. Some of y'all, there's clutter in your heart and in your mind. You're holding on to anger. You're holding on to frustration and unforgiveness. Somebody may have done something to you in the past. You're still holding on to it. Your person may have done something to you in the past. You're holding on to it. You're still not over it. You're still frustrated and angry with them for what was done 2 years ago. That led to a separation. That what was done a year ago, 6 months ago, that led to a separation. And God is trying to tell you to let it go, and you're refusing to do it. How is he going to hand anything to you if your hands are already full? How's he going to set anything down if your space is cluttered? Some of y'all need to let go of the things that are not serving you, the frustration, the anger, I want to cuss him out when he comes back. I'm going to cuss her out when y'all need to let go of that and allow the Lord to clean your space up for you emotionally, clean your heart up, clean your mind up, so that there is room for what he's getting ready to give to you. There is room for the restoration. Make room for God. Make room for God. Another thing, notice when that lady came there, the first time she knocked on the door, behold, I stand at the door and knock. That's what that reminded me of. As God was knocking at your door to come in and help you, give you advice, help you clean your space up. Okay? But the woman on the other side of the door was not ready to receive the lady who was knocking. She was not ready to receive the advice. She was not ready to receive the help. She was not ready to receive the gift. She was not ready to receive the package because her place was untidy. It was unkempt. And she was unkempt. So then what did she have to do? Because she was not ready the first time the visitor came with the gifts, the first time the visitor came with the package, because she was not ready, she had to turn around and knock on the wall to get the visitor's attention. Some of y'all received a visitation from God already. It came in the form of him coming to you in a dream, letting you know that this and this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm getting ready to bless you with. Some of y'all, it came through help that he sent through other people. Somebody that came around to give you advice. Someone that came around to help you in certain areas, to help you on your journey, to help you on your marriage walk, to help you get to your destination. But you weren't ready to receive the help because of the state of your mind and heart. You weren't ready. So now what do you got to do? You got to go back and knock. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. When the woman knocked on that wall, she got the visitor's attention. The visitor came back to her with the package. Some of y'all, because you missed it the first time around when God came around with the blessing, now you think it's too late. God is saying, ask again. Ask again. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. Ask again. He's just waiting on you to ask again. You want restoration with your person, reconciliation with your person? Ask again. You may have missed it the first time around. Missed it the first time around because you weren't ready, because your heart was still full of clutter, still full of anger, still full of bitterness. God is saying it's not that he doesn't want to give it to you because you missed it the first time around. He just wants you to ask him again, and ask him with the right heart posture this time. Come to him with a clean heart. Okay? And the Lord had me in the book of Ruth altogether, not just Ruth 3:3. But he had me examining Boaz and the role of Boaz. All right? So I'm going to go into that. I found something online that was actually beautiful. It's a beautiful depiction of who and what Boaz was as a kinsman redeemer to Ruth. And not just to Ruth, but to Naomi. So I'm going to go on and read what I found online, what the Lord led me to. And I am going to put a link in the description box to this so that y'all can read the full article. It is coming from groundworkonline.com. That is groundworkonline.com. And I'm just going to go ahead and read what I found there, because this has to be the most beautiful depiction of Boaz and what he did for Ruth and Naomi that I've ever read. Okay, so I'm going to share it with you guys now. God positioned Boaz to rescue Ruth and Naomi from their trouble. In his obedient and upright character, Boaz not only met the requirements of the law, but he embraced the spirit behind it. When Ruth came to glean from his fields, Boaz ensured there would be more than the usual harvest gleanings. He encouraged the young woman of his household to show Ruth kindness, and he dissuaded the young men from giving her any kind of hard time. He sent her home to Naomi with more than she'd expected. All this he did before he knew he was the kinsman redeemer. So Boaz didn't even know. I'm not reading here. I'm just speaking off the top of my head here, and then I'm going to get back to reading. Boaz didn't even know that he was the kinsman redeemer at first. He wasn't even aware of it. But he was doing all of that anyway because of his character, his godly character. Okay? Ruth recognized, I'm reading again, Ruth recognized God's providence in Boaz and stepped forward to receive it. She stepped forward. What did I say to you guys just now about being ready? Position yourself to receive what God has for you. Ruth recognized God's providence in Boaz and stepped forward to receive it. When at Naomi's behest, Ruth made her willingness to marry him known, Boaz moved quickly to determine his right to do so. The sufficiency of the Redeemer, the redemption of Ruth and Naomi through Boaz, was God's providence in action and was wholly sufficient to their need. And again, that comes from groundworkonline.com. I'm going to put the link to that in the description box so y'all can read it, okay? And something that I took in my notes here, something that I put in my notes after I read that, I'm going to read what I put in my notes to y'all. Another important thing to note is that there was another kinsman. That's something that we forget a lot when we talk about Ruth and Boaz. There was another kinsman other than Boaz, a nearer kinsman who refused to play the role of kinsman redeemer to Ruth. He was closer, but he just didn't have the heart to do what was required. That is a whole message for someone. Peep the message. You might think that it is hard waiting for your Boaz, waiting for the one God told you to wait for. And there might be closer and more readily available options. The question is, are they the right man for the job? Can they handle this work? Boaz did what the other kinsman refused to do. Okay? Your Boaz will do what other men won't do because God handpicked him for this work. All right? All right, y'all. So that I hope this message caused some of y'all whom this is for, all of y'all whom this is for, to get your whole life together. I hope it snatched your heart and put it back into your body. I love you guys. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.